Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti. From verses 20 to 24 is explaining this concept of Purusha and Prakriti. Because if you remember, in the beginning of this chapter, Arjuna asked Krishna to explain 6 terms: Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Jnanam, Jneyam, Purusha, and Prakriti. So he's explained the first 4. Now he is coming to the 5th terminology and the 6th terminology. What is Purusha and what is Prakriti? Now these 2 words were originally used by Sankhya philosophy, which is a different school of thought from Vedanta. Now, Bhagavad Gita belongs to Vedanta school. This is not, Sankhya. But certain terminologies would be used. We borrow certain words, but the meaning given is not the same. That's where the difference is. You see, so the Sankhya's would explain the terminology Purusha and Prakriti in one way. Vedanta understands Purusha Prakriti in another way. So there is a basic differences there. But as of most of us these days, that intellectual laziness. Everybody says the same thing. No, everybody is not saying the same thing. What they are talking about may be the same, but the way in which it is explained is not the same. See, Pani spelling is different from water, correct? How do you spell water? How do you spell Pani? In any script, it is different. It's not the same thing. Sometimes the same sound will be there, but the meaning will vary. Same word, but meaning will vary. Beku. In Karnataka, you come and say, in Bangalore, you say Beku, they will say, fine. Beka? Say, yes. Go to Chennai and say, don't try. In Chennai language, Beku means off case. And you say, yes. He say, I know. One look at you, I know, he'll say. Beka? Right. Now, sound is same, but the meaning is very different. So, you have to understand that language, those terminologies as presented there. So, in Sankhya, the term Purusha is different. In Vedanta, we use the term same Purusha as synonymous to the word Brahman. But what is the meaning given by Sankhyas for the word Purusha is very different. In Vedanta, Brahman is one. In Sankhya, Purusha is many. Right? Out. People don't know this. They think, they're saying same thing, no? What same thing? It's not same. All religions talk the same thing. Who said? Huh? That's a political statement. Right? That's not a spiritual statement. The one who reads understands it's not the same thing. It is different. See, liberation, moksha, is very different from going to heaven. The highest achievement you can go get there is heaven. That's the reward. Highest reward possible, I'm saying. And you give one carrot, same heaven. You give your entire wealth for charity, same heaven. How is that possible? See, that fellow should be given different heaven, no? So even in heaven also there has to be gradations, no? OYO rooms are there, hotels. And then you have, decent hotels. I'm not saying indecent hotel. Don't say OYO rooms are all indecent. And then you have 3-star, and then you have 5-star, and then you have 7-star. Grades there, no, depending upon how much you pay. Similarly, depending upon the quantum of goodness you do and the quality of goodness that you do, you should be rewarded different levels, right? Only then it is called justice. Similarly, punishment also has to be like that, correct? Innocuous crime. You jump the signal. 7 years rigorous imprisonment. Can't put a fellow jumping a signal, you can't put him in 7 year, rigorous imprisonment. You have what? Fine. 1,000 rupees, you pay fine and go. That's it. And then some petty theft. Put him for 1 week in jail. And then heinous crimes. Double life imprisonment. Double life rigorous imprisonment. You can, depending upon the crime intensity, the consequences also we give. If those things are happening in this world with local intelligence, we can understand. That's how it has to be. Otherwise, it is not justful. Now, if a person were to go there, the highest achievement is heaven. But here, heaven is not highest achievement. Heaven is considered here as what? A temporary abode, anityam. You see, means temporary. You go to hell also, what is it, sir? Temporary. But another person says, no, heaven and hell are eternal. For eternities you will be in heaven, for eternities you will be in hell. I'm not saying either which is right, which is wrong. I'm saying they are two different things. Do you understand that? One group says temporary, another group says eternal. How can we say all religions say the same thing? Certain dimensions, all religions speak the same thing. Correct. Like certain basic values, all religions will say the same thing. But for that, don't say all that. There is a difference. The very meaning we give for the word Purusha is different. In Vedanta, the term Purusha is reference to synonymous with Brahman, Atman, the pure consciousness, which is a witness, right? Witnessing pure consciousness. Okay. You go to Sankhya philosophy, they also refer Purusha as a witness. In that sense, they are same. You see, meaning of Purusha there is a passive observer, which is a witness, Sakshi. He's just a Sakshi there. And they also say Purusha is unchanging. So two properties which is here is also there, Purusha. What is the role of a Purusha? What does Purusha do? In Sankhya philosophy, what does a Purusha do? He doesn't do anything. A witness is supposed to do what? He's there, that's all. You see, he's not going to be keep on looking. You think observer means you have to keep looking. He's not looking, he's there, that's all. He's just present. That's the role of Purusha in Sankhya. In Vedanta, if you take Purusha to be synonymous with Brahman, the role ascribed to Brahman is what? He's not only just the observer. You see, there are many roles played to him. He is the one who is standing as a substratum for the entire creation. He lends his consciousness. He lends his power. So he is not only the witness, he is also energizing this. What does Prakriti do? Prakriti has a job, right? Now, what is Prakriti there? Prakriti is the seed of the entire creation. It's called Prakriti. From where the entire world emerged, that's Prakriti. And what is Prakriti made up of? Prakriti is made up of the three gunas: Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. The three gunas. When these three gunas were in equilibrium, there is no creation. When that equilibrium gets disturbed, there is creation. Now, what Vedanta would ask immediately is, okay, Purusha is not going to do anything. He is passive observer, which means he doesn't do anything. But then who disturbs the equilibrium? Prakriti itself disturbs itself. How is that possible?
There has to be some trigger.
Something should trigger, right? That is the gaps we find in the Sankhya philosophy. Certain lacunas or certain gaps. Certain things were not explained. They left it. You see, or what theologians would call as defects, dosha. What is the dosha, sir? Primary dosha is this. Correct? Prakriti is that which evolves into this creation, entire creation. Okay. Like clay is the Prakriti for what? Clay is not Prakriti for laptop. Right? No. Laptop was not created by clay, right? Your mobile phone is not created by clay. Mobile phone has a different raw material. Pot has a different raw material. Everything we see in the world has different raw material. Right? How you should understand Prakriti is collect all the raw materials right? For entire creation, for everything that is created, there has to be one raw material, right? Out of which all these things are come out. That's called a Prakriti. Now, why did Prakriti? How come Prakriti started manifesting like this, sir? Creation happens only when there is a imbalance between sattva, rajas, tamas. Now we ask the question: who created it? Because there's only two tattvas there. One Purusha, another one Prakriti. It is in equilibrium. Then what disturbed that equilibrium? Oh, this equilibrium got disturbed because of the, sanchita vasanas of all the, okay. How come that sanchita vasana came? Because of previous. And then how come that came? Because of previous. And then Suresha will ask, sir, what is the first one? Correct, no? If he drops that one question, no, he will realize. See, everyone has a question like that. Not by getting answers, but dropping the question, you realize. People ask. Suresh will ask immediately, what is the first one? So we ask, who disturbed? By whom? By what? Why this disturbance happened? Because Purusha cannot interfere. So there is a gap there. Sir, in this entire scenario, what is the notion of liberation? Who is getting liberated? Prakriti is eternally going to be Prakriti. Purusha is going to be eternally going to be Purusha. Right? You are studying now. Purusha is eternally this, Prakriti is eternally that. Liberation is what? Liberation, according to Sankhya, is moksha. What is the definition? See, any philosophy you study now, remember this. You can study any subject in the field of philosophy. There are a few fundamental questions you have to ask. If you have answers to those fundamental questions, you have mastered that philosophy. That's all it is. You see, what is the nature of jiva, the individual? What is the nature of jagat, world? What is the nature of God? According to you, define jiva. Who is a jiva for you now? Purusha assumed to be Prakriti jiva. But your definition of Purusha is what?
Yes.
Passive, observer, witness, eternally. Right. So eternally he is standing independent. Eternally Prakriti is standing independent. This is also Anadi, this is also Anadi. And there is no possibility of interaction between Prakriti and Purusha. In fact, Purusha multiple, Prakriti ekam. According to Sankhya, many Purushas are there, but Prakriti is one. One Prakriti, multiple Purushas. Now, what is the nature of Jiva now? No explanation. And what is the nature of Jagat? How the Jagat came into picture? This is how the explanation given. And what is the nature of Ishvara? There is no concept of Ishvara there. God. There's no God. According to Sankhya, there is no God. At least in Vedanta, we have a concept called Ishvara. So in Vedanta, what is that we use Prakriti? In Vedanta, the word Prakriti is equated to Maya. Right? So in Vedanta, when we say Prakriti, don't take it as the same Prakriti as referred in the Sankhya philosophy. Here, Prakriti means that Maya, illusion, the world of names and forms, Nama Rupa. And that Nama Rupa obscures Brahman as it were. Can it do that? Not possible. But at the same time, it appears to have obscured Brahman, covered Brahman. So that's called Maya. So what is Prakriti here, sir? Prakriti, as far as we are concerned, it is called Maya. Prakriti, as far as they are concerned, it is the primeval cause, primeval matter, made up of three gunas. Vedanta also agrees. Yeah, matter, three gunas, it takes. But then to say that Prakriti is independent of Purusha, no. That's where you will find Vedanta going along with people and then say where there is a limitation and go beyond. The limitation is this. What is the nature of Prakriti? Prakriti is Nityam, eternal. If Prakriti is eternal, creation has to be what? Eternal, no? Which means liberation is impossible. Which means the world can never be transcendent, dissolved. A created world can never get dissolved. It will appear to have gone and then again come out. Again go in, again come out. Again go in, again come out. Again go in, again come out. All that is going to happen is what? Unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest. In this entire process of unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest, where is liberation going to be coming into picture? You say liberation. Yeah, liberation is possible. What is the liberation? Liberation is to understand, Purusha has to understand that I am independent of Prakriti. That's all. So, with the knowledge, what is going to happen, sir? All that is going to happen is we are going to understand that Purusha is different. When Purusha understands that I am, realizes that I am different and distinct from Prakriti and detaches himself from that Prakriti. But then you only said no. Purusha is eternally witness. Then what made that Purusha to get attached to Prakriti? No explanation. No clear exposition on these gaps. See, so essentially what you understand is this. The first problem with them is there is no clear definition. That to say eternally that is distinct and independent entities. There's a problem. If you say Purusha and Prakriti were to be eternally independent realities, then it becomes two independent realities running parallel without any connection. Right? There's no connection. No. independent reality. Prakriti is also real. You see, according to Sankhya, Prakriti is also real, Purusha also real. So which means it is always there. So which means it is different and independent. Because Prakriti is matter, Purusha is conscious. How can conscious get mixed up with this? Not possible. And not only that, there are multiple Purushas. Another complication. And okay, that means Prakriti is multiple. No. Prakriti one. There's only one Prakriti, according to them. Another problem they have is there is no concept of Ishvara. Because here Vedanta gives an explanation how the world is created, sir. World is created by what? It is creation happened because of Brahman plus Maya. When Brahman plus Maya mixes together, there is a Ishvara born. That Ishvara becomes the cause of creation. Right or wrong, explanation is there, no? Logical, illogical, don't worry. Because the moment you go to creation, you have to go beyond logic. Because logic is human creation. Remember, logic has no existential reality. If logic were to have existential reality, then animals also will be able to have logic. There's no logic for them. Right? But emotions are existential reality, correct? You see, emotions they also have. Dogs feel jealous, no? Isn't it? Two dogs, if you have, one dog will feel jealous of the other. They have likes, they don't like certain things. They have likes and dislikes. There's a reality to it. Whereas logic is purely human creation. Now you are saying entire creation has to fit into what I have created. Okay. Is there logic in your logic? Hardly logical here. To expect the creation to fit into my logic itself is illogical. That's not possible. So we say this idea of Prakriti, which is Maya, coupled with Brahman, which is attributeless, Nirguna Brahman, couples with Maya, which is full of three gunas, that becomes Ishvara. That Ishvara creates the world. This is Vedanta Krama. How and all we'll see when you go there, right? This is the concept. I'm only explaining the concept. So when you read it, it'll be easier. Right? And Purusha also eternal, Prakriti also eternal. Now, how can two eternities exist? Because one will limit the other, no? Two infinities cannot coexist. Right? Don't say in mathematics it's possible. That's why I said that's your creation. You created it, therefore, for your convenience, yeah, you have kept it. So it's a matter of your convenience. For your for your calculations, you make it like that. Then this idea of the fundamental one for Sankhya philosophy. is doesn't subscribe to the Shabda as Pramana. It doesn't take the Veda as Pramana. This is another contention we have. They say, no, how can you not take Veda as Pramana? These are all technical, right? Not required for you people, but might as well know. That's all. That much is enough. What is the problem there, sir? Fundamental problem is these things. You say they are distinct and independent entities, and there is no Purusha is always a passive observer. That means he has no role in creation. Then we ask the question, who disturbed that equilibrium? Prakriti is eternal. That means dissolving the samsara is an impossibility because it is eternal. Real eternal, not appears to be eternal. You see, Vedanta will say what? It is appearance. Because it is appearance, it can be transcended by knowledge. But according to Sankhya, it is not appearance, it is real. So if it is a real eternity, how can you transcend? And then there is no concept of Ishvara, God. No idea of God. And also finally, you say there is a problem with your understanding of the Pramana. What is it that you are taking as Pramana? They take only the two things are as taken as Pramana. Pratyaksha and Anumana. Only that is accepted as Pramana. Very technically, you can say Arthapati also they take as Pramana, but we include all that in Anumana Pramana. They don't subscribe to, even Upamana is not considered as Pramana by them. They don't take Upamana also as Pramana. So who is getting liberation? How liberation? What is liberation? No clarity. So Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, Samsara and Moksha. And the means for that Moksha. Sadhana. Almost 6 concepts. Any philosophy you go, if you know 6 words, you wanted to call, if you speak to anyone, ask them only this. According to you, what is Jiva? Enough. What do you mean by moksha according to you? I am from Vaishnava Sampradaya, sir. All that you have to do is what? Explain to me what is Jiva, what is the Swarupa of Jiva, what is the Swarupa of Jagat, what is the Swarupa of Ishvara, what is Moksha, what is Samsara, what is Sadhana. Explain. If you explain the 6 words in any system of philosophy, you have a clarity on that system. Anywhere, any spiritual discussions you go to, ask these questions. Who is an individual? Jiva Swarupa and Jagat Swarupa and Ishvara. Ishvara means God. With attributes or without attributes. How do you say that? What is, Saguna Brahman, what is Nirguna Brahman? What is your definition of it? And then comes the contentions for those things, and then they reply for that. All that will continue. After defining the things. So get those definitions clear. Right. Yes, sir. No first question. Huh?
In the Sankhya, who are the many Purushas? What you just now said.
You, me,
Okay, everyone.
all,
So that not many. That
even animals,
infinite.
many Purushas. Prakriti, all Jivara put together. Everything, all living organisms. Wherever there is expression of consciousness, they say it is Purusha. Prakriti is, that's where the problem is. How come that Purusha is reflecting in Prakriti? No clear explanation. You see, how come that is reflecting here? Why it is reflecting here? Of course, they do give explanation. I'm not saying, there's no explanation at all actually. There are explanations, but it is so windy and so confusing. So much of, playing with words. Wherever you see person playing with too many words, we should understand there is no conceptual clarity.
And the Sthita Prajna portion is also a Sankhya Darshana because it appears so Vedantic.
That's what the problem is. See, I told you. See, these people, deliberately use words. It is, they refer it as Sankhya Yoga. But it is Prasthanatraya of which Sampradaya, sir? Vedanta Sampradaya, Prasthanatraya. 3 authoritative texts. Which Sampradaya? Vedanta. In Vedanta, we take Bhagavad Gita as the Smriti Pramana. In that one chapter is what? Sankhya Yoga. Right. What is it? It's a deliberate use of words. That is the style of Vedanta. I told you. There's a way of triggering you to think, force you to reflect, is to use words which would be having multiple meanings. Right. Now, another method is to make a staggering statement. The way to gain anything is to lose it. It's a staggering statement. Rest of your life you can think on it. It will be so inspiring. More you think, more it will inspire. The way to gain anything is to lose it. Those who revel in the world were in blinding darkness. Those who revel in Brahmavidya, greater darkness. Huh? What can be greater darkness than a blinding darkness? Staggering statements. See, that's another method. Another method they adopt is language of contradiction, which we saw in this chapter only. How contradiction, language of contradiction. It's amazing. These are all various methods used by these shastras, these masters use it to trigger you to think. And sometimes they use repetition also. They repeat. The same thing gets repeated. Same thing gets repeated again and again and again. Why? To understand that the importance of it. So pay attention, don't miss it. So we repeat. So repetition is another method to bring you to some understanding. So like that, there are, I'm off the cuff, I'm saying, there are very many methods used by this masters. Another method is story. If they want to communicate something, they'll tell a story. You may miss the point, but you'll remember the story. That story you'll remember. From that story, you will understand the principle. So that's another method used. So many ways are used by these masters and the shastras. One of this method is to use same terms but with a different meaning. Right? That doesn't mean all aspects. That's why I told you. Certain aspects of Purusha, Vedanta will say, yes, correct. That is of the nature of consciousness. Correct. That is of the nature of witness. Correct. It is Sakshi. And it is changeless. Correct. So Purusha is changeless. Purusha is a witness. Purusha is a conscious principle. All this will be agreed. But the moment they come and say Purusha is multiple, no. There we'll say no. Similarly, in yoga system also, certain things will be accepted, certain things will be rejected. Mimamsa, you go to Purva Mimamsa, meaning. There, certain things accepted, certain things rejected. Don't ask me to explain all that, okay? Sir, what is accepted in yoga, what is rejected? Not required. Here, because these two words are coming, Purusha, Prakriti, I have to explain, I'm explaining. So that when you go into the verses, it will be easier for you. So you can straight away understand what is Purusha, what is Prakriti, where Vedanta comes and where Sankhya stops. Vedanta goes along with them, and it doesn't stop there, it goes beyond that. So all that is left out, the gaps left in Sankhya, Vedanta comes and fills. That's why we call it as end of knowledge. It's complete. Because it completes all the systems, ideas. Where there are gaps in every system, it fills all the gaps. But Vedanta has no problem in borrowing terms. Like Sattva, Rajas, Tamas is a fascinating analysis of Sankhya philosophy. You see, Vedanta fully takes it. Says, correct. Beautiful analysis. Why leave it? Take no. Superb explanation of what is Sattva, what is Rajas. We are going to see that. It's coming. Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. One full chapter dedicated. In fact, 2 chapters gets dedicated in discussion of it, even though title is one. But explanation goes to 2 chapters to study. Various facets. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Who did that? Sankhya philosophy. Originally, it is Sankhya philosophy's concept. Vedanta borrowed that and perfected it. You see, Vedanta has no issue in borrowing. It says, what's wrong with that? Somebody has done good research. Why leave it there? Take no. But then, taking doesn't mean you just subscribe to that and shut your eyes. Keep your eyes open. And see where there is a gap. I don't call it as a defect. Right? Many people call it as dosha, defect. So it's not a defect, it's a gap. Maybe they deliberately left it as a gap for that group to figure it out on their own. We don't know that. I have no idea. We can't be sitting here and say, oh, Kapila Muni is wrong. So you are more brilliant than Kapila. Huh? Yes, please. But then why Kapila did not explain those things, why he left it, why Patanjali left certain things, why We have no idea. See, so they left certain gaps, and all those gaps got filled up by Vedanta. That's why Vedanta has an advantage. When advantage now, minimum work from our side. The subject has done all the work. All that we have to do is what? Read that and understand. All along. It's almost spoon feeding. Vedanta is like pre-digested. They give pre-digested food. You don't need to do anything. All that you have, heat it and eat. Put it in boiling water and eat. One fellow gave me this Bisibela bath. I said, Bisibela bath, what is powder? Anna said, Bisibela bath. I said, do I have to mix it with rice? Adhaan. It looks like sambar podi, It looks like that. That chutney podi we use, malapudi. It is like that. And the fellow said, nothing, sir. Put it in hot water, boil. It will become Bisibela bath. Let's try. I have put there 10 minutes. Bisibela bath ready. Wow. I said, that's Vedanta. MTR Foods is Vedanta. Ready to eat. You open it and eat. Don't eat it with wrapper. Open that. Eat the chocolate, throw the wrapper. That's what we are supposed to do. But what we are doing, eating the wrapper, throwing the chocolate. This Purusha and Prakriti is original concept of the Sankhya philosophy, which is a different system of philosophy. But certain beautiful ideas about Purusha and Prakriti, which is coming so aptly explained by them, Vedanta takes advantage of that. So he just takes only those facets and giving here. That is why many people got confused. See, only the similarities he has taken. Dissimilarities is not his problem. He says, I'm not interested in those things. Those things, we'll explain separately. But certain works they have done, let us make use of it. Says. So that's it's 5 verses. Beautiful verse. It's 5 verses explaining Purusha and Prakriti. Right? We'll see what he says. Verse 20.
Prakritim purusham chaiva vidyanadi ubhavapi
Vikaramsha gunamsaiva
vidhi prakriti sambhavan prakritim purusham chaiva vidyanadi ubhavapi Vikaramscha gunamschaiva vidhi prakriti sambhavan.
Know that Prakriti, matter, and Purusha, spirit, are both beginningless. And know also that modifications and gunas, qualities, are born of Prakriti. Is explaining what is Purusha and what is Prakriti. Purusha, spirit. Prakriti, matter. Both are anadi. Yes. Adi means beginning. Anadi means there are 2 ways you have to understand. One, without beginning. Another one is, I don't know the beginning. You see, not knowing the beginning. Beginning is not known. that is also Anadi. That which has no beginning at all is also Anadi. Purusha, Prakriti, both Anadi. Same word. Purusha is Anadi in one meaning. Prakriti is also Anadi in another meaning. Right? Don't say both are same. Purusha is Anadi, spirit. Now, whenever I am saying Purusha here, within brackets, you have to put it as Brahman. Okay? So Brahman is Anadi in the sense of what? There's no beginning for it. There's neither beginning nor end. Right? Prakriti is also Anadi. Maya is Anadi. In the sense, we don't know when it began, but we know it can be ended. With knowledge, upon realization, Maya dissolves, disappears. Upon knowledge, the moment you gain that knowledge, understanding, Maya will, illusion will disappear. No? Correct? So, Brahman is Anadi in the sense without beginning, without end. In that sense, it is Anadi. Prakriti, Maya, world is also Anadi in the sense we don't know when it began. But we know it has begun. We also know it can be ended, can be dissolved. So we know the existence of it. If it is there, means it must have had a beginning. Like we say, no, a person, orphan we say, right? Who is an orphan? Means what? There must have been a father, there must have been a mother. Correct? Only problem is what? I don't know. But certainly we know there must have been a father and mother, right? Without a father, without a mother, there is no possibility of the child sitting there. Now, only difference is what? I know, at least I believe, I know. I don't think any one of us have taken DNA test. La. Don't try. Unnecessary problem. You know? Why? Complicate life, you know. By mistake, you know, something else because of an error in the computer system. The rest of your life, you are finished. You don't take all those things. But then we say, this is my father. In my passport, I will write, this is my father's name, with so much of confidence. This is my mother's name. How do you know that's your mother? How do you know? Hmm? Yes.
So just earlier, when you were Ishvara is born, Brahman plus Maya, Ishvara is born, and then creation.
Creation happens. That's a process of creation.
Correct. So then, how do we say world, Maya and world are the same? I mean, Maya comes before.
Yeah, Maya has to appear before world, no? Cause has to come before the effect, right?
Correct.
Which is the effect? World is the
World
effect.
is the effect. Maya is the.
Maya is the cause. From where Maya came, it's not independent of Brahman.
Yes.
In Sankhya,
It is,
it's independent, which means there is no connection. There's no relationship.
Correct.
Two irrelevant things, unconnected things, how can creation happen?
But for this purpose, the cause and effect we are equating as
As the same. The world is what, sir? Your understanding, there is a thing there. You say, samsara that you experience is the world. From where it came? That's why we say world is mithya. Maya is the cause. Right? When you are discussing about the world, we use the word Maya. Okay? When we refer to individual, it is avidya. Avidya is the cause. Macrocosm, we use the word Maya. Microcosm, we use the word avidya. Remember? Right? It's all same things only, but then terms are very clearly used for that specific purpose. Because Maya you cannot overcome. Avidya you can overcome. Because for avidya, vidya becomes an antidote. For Maya, what is antidote? We don't know. Then Vedanta says, forget about Maya, get over your avidya. How do you get over avidya? By gaining vidya. So through knowledge, you overcome that ignorance. Automatically what will happen? Maya there will disappear. Don't try to do anything there. It's a waste of time. Trying to work on Maya is a waste. The effect of those things is mithya. The world that is created, what you are experiencing, is mithya.
effect of Maya.
Effect of Maya. Is mithya. Mithya means weird. That's the meaning. Not the meaning is like that. Because it is something which is experienced but not existing. Upon investigation, it ceases to exist. That's called mithya. Example we give is the mirage. The water that you see in the desert is available for experience. Right? You do experience, you do see water. But when you investigate, you understand it is not water. Right? That's called mithya. So we say the entire samsara that you are experiencing is mithya. Caused by what? Avidya, which is not investigation. Vidya is investigation. When you make a proper investigation and gain this knowledge, what will happen? That mithyatva you understand. On that understanding of mithyatva, you understand that underlying reality. By understanding that underlying reality, you overcome Maya. But directly, if you work on Maya, nothing will happen. Right? It's like quicksand. If you get stuck in quicksand, what you should do? How will you get out? You know how to get out? Why will you go to quicksand, sir? Correct. Teach us how to escape pothole, there's a meaning. Because all of us experience. Quicksand, who is going to experience? But that's so interesting. You know? If you get into quicksand, first thing they say is do not panic. Right? Don't try. First, more more you will go inside. And the most interesting thing they say is don't move forward, lean backwards. Amazing advice. What you should do, they say, is don't move forward because always you have to get out. Means first instinct of us will be what? To move forward to catch something. You see, they say no, don't move forward, lean backwards. When you lean backward, what will happen? Automatically your legs will come up. You can move little, you can move like that and go to hold something and get out. That's Vedanta. How do you get over Mithya? Maya. Don't go forward. Don't go on attack. Lean back. Go backwards. Sir, to get out, you are going to go backwards. Now, how is that possible? The way to gain anything is to. How do you get over Mithya? Don't try to get over Mithya. Is the way to get over Mithya. Yeah. So this Maya also Anadi. I'll give a little easier explanation. Right. There's a technical explanation I'm not going into. Right. First I gave one point. Then there is a technical explanation of how we establish Prakriti or Maya to be Anadi. Let's keep it aside. Easiest way to understand this, you take the world as Prakriti. Okay? Matter. Spirit is Brahman. Right? Now, if this Maya, does Maya have an independent existence of Brahman? Here we say no. Right? It doesn't have an independent existence. Example they give is the Shakti cannot have an independent existence apart from a Shaktiman. Correct? You're all with me? Superman's power cannot have an independent existence. Superman is called a Superman because of Superman powers exist in that man. Correct. So, the power of Maya is inherent in Brahman, Purusha. Unlike Sankhya, where they say Purusha is different, Prakriti is different. Vedanta says, yeah, Purusha is there, Prakriti is there, correct. But then Prakriti is part and parcel of Purusha. It cannot have independent existence. Right? Now, take it as two things now. Are they two different things? They are two different things in one angle. From another angle, they are one and the same. Exactly. Like you and the reflection. You see in the mirror, is it two or one? It is two, but at the same time, it is not two, it is one only. Correct? Which means what you see there is Prakriti. This is Purusha. That means what is here should be there also. Correct? Cannot be different. What is here? Purusha. What is the property of Purusha? Nature of Purusha, define Brahman, eternal, all pervading, infinite. Correct? Eternal, all pervading, infinite. That is Brahman, Purusha. World, Prakriti. What is world? World is made up of time, space, causation. Time, eternal. You can never answer this question at what time the time began. You can't know. That's what people make the mistake. What time the world began? Hey, question it up. What time began? Because time is part and parcel of the world. So time is eternal. Space, all pervading. Is there a place where there is no space? Space is all pervading. And world is made up of cause and effect. Chicken egg, chicken egg, chicken egg, chicken egg, chicken egg. Now we ask, cause came first or effect came first? You say, this effect is from this cause. From where did this cause came, sir? This cause is nothing but an effect of the previous cause. The previous cause becomes the effect of previous cause. So previous cause becomes the effect of previous cause. You go backwards. Okay, go forward. Effect. This effect becomes the cause for the next effect. The next effect becomes the cause for the next effect. The next effect becomes the cause for the next effect. Now, this side also it will keep stretching, no end. So this side is infinite, this side is infinite. So the chain of cause and effect is infinite. So world is made up of time, space, causation, which is having the property of eternal, all-pervading, infinite. Whose property that is? Brahman's property. Obviously, this face is the one which will show in the mirror, no? A mirror face is very ugly. Means what? Many of them don't have, the mirrors. In the gym, they have a different mirror. You know that? The body that you see in the gym is not the same body that you see in your house. You don't know that. It'll make you shrink a little. That's why you go and stand in front of the mirror. See, no? Just check. Go to a mirror, stand there and look at yourself. That. You go a little closer and see. And then you come here and see the face. Suddenly you look little fat. Here. There you look little slim. Of course, marginal, not so much. Right? Then you'll realize he is cheating. So cheating also should be done how much? Little you have to cheat. People will not realize. Keep on cheating. Little you can go on cheating. One big cheat if you do not, you are caught. So beware. How to do that. What is here is what will appear there if that mirror is proper. Right? If it is a magnified mirror, what will happen? This Prakriti is that which is reflecting things there. So therefore, that is also should be carrying the properties of Brahman. And Brahman is Anadi. That means Prakriti also has to be Anadi. Therefore, he says, know that Prakriti and Purusha both beginningless. Justifying is so difficult. சும்மா simply say and go. We have to sit and justify that fellow statement. Know also that modifications and gunas, qualities are born of Prakriti. Now, don't think the reflection is going to be 100%. Illa. Some distortion comes. These gunas were not born of Brahman. That is because of the mirror. See, suddenly your face looks, very bright. That's because of the mirror. Suddenly you look slim. Why? Mirror, that is. That quality is not from Purusha. This is from Prakriti. So this belongs to Prakriti only. Otherwise you are in trouble actually. Right. So he says very carefully he can. So Prakriti borrows certain properties of Purusha, but it is borrowed, remember. It's not original. In Sankhya, it's original. In Vedanta, it is borrowed. So remember the difference always, right? Here we say it's borrowed. The reflected image borrows the properties from the original face. By itself, it doesn't have anything. Same way, certain properties were borrowed. At the same time, Prakriti also has its own inherent property. The reflected image has its own. If the reflected image is not having its own different from the original, then you can never see the difference between Purusha and Prakriti.
All reflections will be the same.
Then it will be the same thing. Then there is no two Purusha Prakriti. There is only Purusha there. Right. So he says there is some similarity, some dissimilarities. Something same, something unconnected. Which is not there in Brahman is there. What is not there in Brahman? The gunas. And the nature of Brahman is what? Nirvikara. Nirguna and Nirvikaratvam is the nature of Brahman. Vikara means changing, modification. Nirvikara means non-modifying. So, any Brahman will not have any Vikara. Means Vikara is possible only when there is a form. When there is no form, there is no possibility of modifications, changing. One. Then another aspect is every form has to carry a property along with it, qualities along with it. Right? So, Brahman, which is Nirvikara and Nirguna, but Prakriti is Savikara and full of gunas, properties. But the consciousness is changeless. Consciousness doesn't change. Brahman doesn't change. But it appears to be changing, no. We are changing. Remember, the change is not in the consciousness, the change is because of the Prakriti. Not because of Purusha. Purusha is changeless entity. And there is no gunas, the qualities. So he says, what is Purusha, what is common to Purusha and Prakriti, and what is unique to Prakriti. These are the 2 points he explains in this verse. Right? We'll see in the next class.